My name is Dina Kuntz, and I work for Robins Morton. I've sat through many United Way campaigns over the years, and I never really thought that United Way would ever touch me personally. In October of '04, my nephew, Luke Parvin, was born, and he had some major heart defects, and he didn't make it. At 5.5 weeks old, he died, and I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old niece and nephew that just didn't quite understand that, and their parents didn't understand, why this had happened to them. And a friend of theirs at church had told them about the Amelia Center, so they took their children there. And the Amelia Center is an agency that they provide counseling for parents that have lost children and for children that have lost parents or siblings. And then 7 months later, my 20-year-old son died, and very unexpected. And we had a 12-year-old daughter. We just knew that we had to make sure that she was okay. It was so important to me for his death not to define her life, So we took her to the Amelia Center, and we made her an appointment, but not one for us. And we got there, and of course they took her on back. And Teresa, who's not there any longer, she worked with us, and she said that she'd like to talk to us. And we were like, we don't really need any counseling or anything, but thank you. And she said, no, we just need to talk about Caitlin. I just want to ask you some things about Caitlin, make sure, we handle her the best way that we can. And that was their way of opening the door to counsel us. You go to the Amelia Center and you're reminded you're not alone. There are a lot of people that are going through the same thing. And, you can't stop living just because something this traumatic has happened to you. Your life goes on. You still, you have other children. One of the things that hit me was I loved Caitlin just as much as I loved Clint. And it was just as important to be there for her as it was to have been there for him all those years. So it gave us hope. And we all deal with it different ways. Some people fall apart all the time. We don't generally do that, In fact, very few people see me cry about this because it's such a personal and internal thing. So it doesn't mean I don't cry a lot. I just don't do it in front of people a lot. When you lose a child, you're looking for normal because you're so used to what your normal is, and you have to find a new normal. And that's one of the things that the Amelia Center had taught us, was that it's never going to be the same again, but you can find a new normal, and that's what we've had to do. There's ways that we can all help and give. I think that we can all dig a little deeper sometimes and find something extra that we can give. We can put away a luxury, For a lot of people, you could just give, 1% of your salary is a lunch. A lot of people, 1% of your salary is just one lunch a week that you could bring a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and not go out and help the United Way. Now, I hope that people will give more than that. That'll be great. There'll be more great things done if people can. But if you haven't given the United Way, one of the ways you can start is just, by giving, the amount of your lunch one day a week. Start there. And then you may be compelled next year to give more, I know I have been, so. I hope nobody ever has to use the United Way agency that I used. But if you ever do, I'm glad it's there for you.
Give, advocate, volunteer.